Seth Rogen's got weed.
Have you guys smoked with him?
No.
That's surprising. Seth, why haven't you smoked weed with the three of us before?
Cheech and Chong is that.
He probably offered, but I didn't hear him.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of crazy that like Seth Rogen hasn't smoked weed with Cheech and Chong and Zach. Welcome to Smoke Show, where we learn about different strains of cannabis while hanging out with the world's dopest people. Our guests today, they are legendary actors, writers, and producers. They have 4 gold records, 6 Grammy nominations, 1 Grammy Award for Best Comedy Recording. They are the original stoner icons. Please welcome to Smoke Show, Cheech Marin and Tommy Chong. I imagine that you're on everyone's bucket list to smoke with. Are you ever offered weed where you're like, I really can't smoke right now?
Oh, it gets so tiring.
Yeah. At the immigration,
Get away with the weed.
we both realized the same thing. Wherever we go to like a foreign place, a foreign country or something like that, we just stand still and weed will come to you.
I bet.
I mean, it happens all the time. I was just in the country of Georgia. Weed came to me, and it's legal there.
No kidding. Yeah. In Georgia.
Yeah.
In Georgia.
Totally legal.
Georgia has a lot to learn.
Oh, baby.
When is the last time you actually bought weed?
I bought 14.
You were
2014.
Oh.
They had a vending machine
For weed.
for weed, and it was on Santa Monica, and I saw $14. Got me a joint.
We used to get like a whole lid for $14.
Today we'll be smoking Cheech and Chong's Lowrider 5 different ways, and if we get to the end, we get a little surprise treat.
Oh, ooh.
Since this is an educational show, we have Keith and Dr. Brian here to keep us on track. Brian, what are we trying to learn today?
Lowrider is an indica-dominant strain of weed. You're gonna start with a quick cerebral head high that'll give you like a rush of euphoria. Anybody feeling a little euphoria right now?
I feel pretty euphoric.
Then your body should relax to the point where you even might feel some numbness.
Are you numb yet?
You know all the things that used to annoy us about old people? I do all of them.
All of them, yeah. Hey.
So I'm curious, you guys are the original stoner comedians. You became popular when Nixon was president. He started the war on drugs. Years later, 26 of 50 states have legalized cannabis in some form. You have dispensaries that look like Apple stores. You got vending machines doing it. When you made Up and Smoke, could you ever dream and imagine the world would change their opinion on cannabis so much?
Well, it kind of ruined our career. Because we made a whole career of being illegal. And once they get it legal, like Cheech and Chong,
Not so edgy anymore.
yeah.
I always thought it was going to be legal. We acted like it was legal. So it took all the pressure off, we just kind of smoked it.
I really sincerely believe I was sent here by God to straighten this shit out. Yeah. I wasn't born in a manger, but I lived one.
But he smelled like that.
I lived one early in my life. I lived in a manger.
Has the weed itself changed? Because I feel like it's gotten stronger from when I started smoking.
Weed hasn't changed. People change.
Oh, really?
You know, they say your grandfather's weed.
Yeah.
He was out on a date with Joni Mitchell.
I wasn't on a date with Joni Mitchell.
That's how stoned he was. He forgot.
I didn't even know she was talking because I had eaten a big chunk of hash. Didn't kind of come on till we had dinner, because you're halfway through the concert, man, this shit ain't working, man. I want to see Joni Mitchell and be loose. Took another big bite. Yeah.
So you...
Yeah.
So when you say, we're pot warriors, we're pot test pilots.
Yeah.
You were the crash test dummy.
We were the crash test dummies.
We did, at least I did acid when it was called Try This.
Wow.
It wasn't even...
If someone offered me a try this, I would drop everything.
The first time I did acid, I sat in front of a mirror and just looked at myself for about 4 hours.
Most of your weed intake these days, are you smoking? Are you doing edibles?
I'm 86 years old.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what he's doing.
What?
Yep.
Huh?
Round 2 over here, we have some of your weed seltzers.
Oh,
Bring it in.
Bring them.
these are
That's
the
what I
things.
want.
Camera, I'd like to present this high and dry to you.
Tommy, can you point yours to this camera over
Put
here?
it to the camera, the label.
No.
He says no. And in his language, that means no.
It was a question, right?
Cheers.
It is.
This is perfect for me, like
they're
just to
good.
have a nice, refreshing drink that I can hold in my hand, slowly get high. Love this. Next up, a game. You guys have had some run-ins with some of the wildest names of the past 50 decades. So
500 years.
Yeah, sure.
we're gonna play a game of word association. So I'm gonna show you some people. I want to hear what is the first word that comes to mind when you see them. We got Snoop Dogg.
Oh, he's a Bogart. Well, you hand him a joint, that's it. You don't see it again.
It's a black hole.
Oh, Jimmy. I smoked in the same hotel room where he was in the bathroom by himself for a long time.
Yeah.
But I played a gig with him.
That's crazy.
But he didn't play guitar.
He played
What did he
bass.
play?
No, he wanted to play bass. Well, no, because, his guitar is special. And so when I offered him my guitar, it was like, I don't think so. I'd rather play bass. His popularity was insane. Literally, people were crawling up the elevator shaft in our hotel. They heard he was there.
Wow.
Crazy.
All right, we got John Lennon.
Oh, cool guy.
I met him.
Yeah, we met him before.
We were at the Lou Adler's
Lou
party.
Adler's.
We just signed with Lou. So Lou had it was almost like a welcome Cheech and Chong party. And they had everybody there. Stones were there. I asked Lou, where I could smoke it. He said, well, go in my bedroom. So I went in his bedroom and I lit it up. And I saw someone at the edge of the bed on the floor. And I looked over and I said, that's John Lennon. And then Rod Stewart walks in and he goes over to the mirror and he starts f***ing with his hair. Now I'm kind of stoned. And I run into Jack Nicholson.
What a party.
And he just stared at me and he put his hand up, kind of moved me to the side. He walked into the room.
We got Smoke Show merch. Hang out with the world's dopest people and the world's dopest merch. We've got the tie-dye sweater, a Smoke Show hat, and the Learn is Important sweatsuit. Shop now at tryguys.com.
Now that we've smoked and we've had some soda for a little bit, let's check in with our bodies.
Oh.
How do your guys' arms feel?
My arms cool.
Yeah?
Arms feel pretty cool. I like arms.
How's your arms feel?
Huh?
I've got a nice softening in the middle of my skull. So there's a nice pressure.
Perhaps you're feeling your third eye a little bit.
Ooh,
know?
that's kind of horrifying to imagine it bursting out of my head. You know those spiders that they slowly paralyze you and you don't even know you've been bit? Kind of feels like kind of feels like what's happening to my body right now. All of a sudden, my arms and legs just simply can't move. I've still got control of my head, but I think that's gonna go soon too. It's creeping up my body.
This is exactly the numbness we were looking for, Zach. So I'd say that's a big check on that one.
There we go.
Our next activity, we're gonna make some friendship bracelets. Do you guys know about friendship bracelets?
I love crafts, man.
Let's do it, man. What kind of bracelet are you thinking of making here?
This is cruel, unusual punishment. This is a cognitive test that I can't pass.
Well, it may be cruel, but it's not unusual.
Cheech, I know you have the Chicano Art Museum in Riverside. I want to know why. Well, can you tell me about it? And I want to know
Why?
Yeah, no. Why?
What the f***'s it to you? Why?
Hey, I'll tell you right now, it's not a tax dodge.
And so we have this museum now in Riverside, California, where it's the first Chicano museum. And we urge everybody to come and see. You've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's not one picture of me in there.
Yeah.
How about that?
They're all pictures of you because everybody thinks
yeah.
you're Chicano.
And you guys have a huge collection now. Is it the biggest collection of Chicano art?
I don't know if it's the biggest, it's the best. But so I was the first guy that was kind of trying to get this thing.
One of my in-laws actually has 3 pieces in your museum.
Ooh.
Michael Alvarez.
Oh,
Yeah.
Michael.
Yeah, Michael Museum in
He's an
Riverside.
up-and-coming artist. He's great. Yeah, I'm really, really proud of him. He's Anyways,
You almost got that one.
it's like cornhole,
One thing I want to say about art, though.
Yeah, please.
is that it's one of the divine gifts from God. In fact, it's God's way of communicating with us.
See, those high and dries are great, man. I'm telling you.
Cannabis was the burning bush
That's the burning
that
bush.
Moses was talking to. God appeared to Moses in the form of a burning bush, and he told Moses, hey, this bud's for Jews.
Next up, vapes. Do I want to be cheeched or chonged?
I don't know. I can only speak for the cheesed ones, but they're pretty good.
Obviously, you have a huge line of all the marijuana stuff, but when did you start getting into it?
Tommy got into it first. He started having your own life.
I went to jail.
He went to jail.
They put me in jail because I was selling bombs.
This was a law change under George W. Bush, right?
Ashcroft, Bush, Republicans, you know.
So they came after the paraphernalia industry.
Well, what they were looking for the publicity shot.
Right.
You know, and they thought, well, Tommy Chong, you know, he's an actor, you know, he's well known. Well, let's put his ass in jail. That should stir up some action. One guy showed up at my sentencing, and he had a sign that said, free marijuana. And so you didn't know, was he giving away free marijuana? I was like a celebrity there, you know.
Yeah.
Even the
Celebrity out here.
Even the warden.
I read the Jordan Belfort,
Yep.
Wolf of Wall Street.
He was
one of your cellmates.
well, they put famous people together.
It sounds like a reality TV show.
The warden was so starstruck, you know. We were doing a documentary on me, and so the warden said, okay. So we got to use the warden's office. And so we're shooting the thing there. What's the matter?
Did you guys do blow in there?
No.
He had to think about it.
They drug tested me every 5 minutes. They told other prisoners there that you get time off your sentence if you can have Tommy Chong smoke a
Oh
joint.
my God.
Really?
And then they'd offer to me, then they would take me in and drug test me, like an hour later. So I never smoked a bit.
Was this the longest time you took off from smoking?
It was 3 years. A year before I went in, a year while I was in, I was on a year probation after. And so I never smoked. The negative thing was that I got cancer. I believe that marijuana would help keep me from getting cancer.
I'm curious, has your relationship with cannabis changed, you know, as you got older? When I started smoking weed, I was just smoking to giggle. And now there's some times where I need it for pain that I have, or, so I'm just curious if that's evolved.
I got 2 knee replacements. I've got 2 knee over there. And the first one I got, and they had these opioids prescribed to me, and it was horrible. It took 6 months, and so I waited 10 years to get the next one because I didn't want to go through that shit anymore. The next one I used dabs. It was a body high, and it took all that pain away.
Wow.
It took me 2 months, and I didn't have to go through withdrawal from those opiates. Yeah. It really helps me sleep.
I know using cannabis, sometimes people aren't able to dream. Are you guys able to dream when you sleep?
Dream? I don't call them dreams, I call them messages.
You ever dream about us?
I doubt he's dreamed about us, but I am
dreamed
curious.
about us?
No, don't say anything on the advice of your lawyer.
So we have a bunch of dolls here, and we're gonna try and assemble the best smoke circle we can. What do you think makes for like a good group to smoke with?
Somebody's have weed. You have to have weed. You know, brings weed to the party. And
We have to pick 3 people. Who's anyone here that you have questions on?
definitely Miley Cyrus, because she's gonna have weed.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen's got weed.
Have you guys smoked with him?
No.
That's surprising. Seth, why haven't you smoked weed with the 3 of us before?
Cheech and Chong and Zach.
Probably offered, but I didn't hear him.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of crazy that like Seth Rogen hasn't smoked weed with Cheech and Chong and Zach.
Or
Rihanna.
yeah. You know who you would be surprised at?
Zac Efron?
Yeah, Zac Efron. He's a big fan. He came up to us one time. They grew up. He grew up with all those people. He probably has weed too.
You guys listening to Chapel Roan?
No, who's that?
I don't know how to describe her.
Took your breath away. Who was that?
Big pop star this summer especially. She kind of has exploded
This
in
one?
popularity.
Well, these have been your final 3 so far.
Hey, I'd go to that party.
That's a good
pretty
hang.
good party.
Yeah, that's a pretty
party.
sweet
Go to
hang.
that party.
Tommy, you brought in your personal bong today.
Ooh.
I did.
An original Chong bong. They're hard to find.
Tell me about this bong.
Are you a cop?
Not a chance.
It was made in Gardenia. I can't remember, 84 or something like that.
In the past.
That's a really nice bong.
Yeah, that is a good bong.
Wowee. A Chong bong.
It's got weight to it, too.
An honor. It is, it's hefty. It's like a heavy. It's like when they accept an Oscar and they're always like, oh, it's heavier than I thought.
Could you pantomime hefty again for the camera there?
Did I go like that?
You did. You said it's like, yeah, it's real hefty.
There's gonna be.
I mean, it's got a weight to it.
Yeah, there you go.
It's for sale, by the way.
For the rest of this episode.
Really? How much?
Too much.
Now that we've had a decent amount of weed, could you look at the camera and just give a very sober face? Zach is sober right now. Chong is also sober right now.
Hey!
I believe it.
Yeah. Just get out of sober house.
Well, we have a little treat for you for us making it to the end. But before we go, we have one last thing to do.
That's gonna hurt.
Yeah, you're super right.
See what we started?
Oh yeah, this is an ounce and a half.
Ounce and a half?
Are you proud?
Can you breathe through it?
Are you strong enough with your mouth?
Well, it's not.
Oh, yeah! I feel like I'm like blowing a shofar.
That was exactly what I was thinking.
I want to thank you guys for coming in today. It was fun to smoke with you. You guys have obviously made so many people's stoner dreams come true through all the stuff that you've done. So a real honor.
Our pleasure.
You're really stoned, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
And now you can choose your little treat.
Oh hell yeah! Bring it over here.
Look at this.
The French fries
I
and
love
the.
some nuggets.
There
the
you
money.
are. There you are.
Now we're talking.
Oh yeah. Well, guys, let's remember the great times we had today.
Today, we learned that Lowrider delivers on every single promise that it's made. They were able to perform just about every single cognitive test, but you know what? Fear will stick with you no matter what. It's how you react to that fear. Is that right, Tommy?
Good nuggets, huh? Anybody else?
We got one
Join in.
I'm in.
Grab a nugget.
We got one nugget.
I want a nugget.
Too many nuggets for everyone.
You like ranch or other dipping sauces better?
I like that honey.
The honey one?
Yeah, what is this?
Get in here, come on.